Dear student, GATE 22 exam is over, and within a month of time, we are going to get the results of GATE exam as well. And at the present point of time, this is very important to get updated through the MTech notification, MTech admission notification of various institutes, as well as the PSU recruitment notification of various PSUs. In this video, our main focus is to discuss regarding the admission process in IISc Bangalore. Students who have prepared for GATE exam, I strongly believe you have idea regarding IIScs. In case not, in short, let me just brief you regarding IISc Bangalore. Okay. See, this is one of the most prestigious institutes in India, particularly in the technical domain, to pursue the master programs and the PhD programs. Personally, I have seen some people who have left their job in reputed MNCs and in the government sectors to pursue their MTech or PhD career in IISc Bangalore. And even I have seen some students and some people, if you ask them, so what is your goal? Why you are preparing for GATE exam? There are many students, they say, it's like, I want to pursue my MTech in IISc Bangalore, right? And that time has come now. And if you have done well in the GATE exam, your rank is decent. So there is a high chance now to, get into your dream, basically. So basically, in short, people who get this opportunity, to study in this or to pursue some course in these institutes, your career is kind of settled. See, generally, this is of course a subjective matters like what is your liking, disliking, what is your objective and all. But in short, generally, what we Indian looks for, we look for a in our domain, in our core sectors, we land in a good salary job. Okay. Otherwise, if you have interest in research, so we expect like we will be getting that opportunity, we will be getting that guidance, that environment to the research, in my interest area. So these are two things generally engineer looks for, and this is one of the best place to pursue these things. Okay. So there are some information regarding the important dates and like interview tips and so on and so forth I'll be sharing you. My name is Sumit and I am a faculty in GATE Forum from last 10 years. And in past, many of my students have pursued their MTech in this IISc and various IITs. So I'll be sharing you some information what I have gathered from them in this video. So going forward, so let us first focus on the important dates, right? So that you don't miss it. So in the first table, if you see, okay, so this is the event and this is the date. So the first point is, so the dates are very important. By February 15th, okay, the admission portal it opens, okay, and the last date to apply the form is March 22nd, 2022. Okay, of course, everything is online, right? So the last date to apply the form is March 22, and this is commencing from February 15. Okay. So student who have, because you have already written the GATE exam and you must be knowing now what you have done in the exam. And if you find like your rank will be somewhere around 500 to 700, up to 700. Okay. So you can, if you have interest to go into the MTech programs, so you can start applying the forms, because generally up to 500, 600, 700 also in some specializations, people used to get the interview call from IISc Bangalore. Okay. So if you are in that category and if you want to pursue MTech, so please apply. It's not necessary to wait till the last date. Okay. So do remember, March 22nd is the last date to apply the form. And these are the interview dates. I'll come into the admission process. There are some written tests, sometimes some marks they are looking of your career, sometime interview. I'll come into that process. But like if in case there is some interview for your specializations, the interview dates are in these 5 days, April 18 to April 22nd. Okay. Next is the campus journey. So in case you are getting selected, you will be notified that one, right? So, and then by July 19 and 20, you have to report in IISc. It means you have to pay the DD and all, I mean, whatever is there, the fee structures. So that date is actually by July 20. Okay. And the commencement of classes from the August 1st. That means if you are getting selected and you are taking admission there, your class program will start from the August 1st of 2022. So now let us come into the admission process. Okay. So students, here there are two columns. One is the departments and programs and one is the selection procedure. So if you see, so let me come into this thing. So the first row, if you observe, and the selection procedure, if you see, so this is based on the 100% GATE score. That means whoever students will apply the form in a particular specializations, so they will be shortlisting you, and if you are in that list, so there is no other procedure, so just you have to pay the fee and you'll be getting the admissions. Okay, but the cutoff, if you see for this category, is really very high. I mean, the student who get admission here, so their rank in this category is somewhere around 20, 30, that range, because students who get that one, they don't leave it. Okay, so the cutoff for this is generally in the past is very high. So this is based on the 100% gate score. So what are the branch for this? Aerospace engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, instrumentation system, and material engineering. So these are basically the various specialization. Okay, so if you are from this specializations, so if you are getting shortlisted, so you don't have to involve in any other process like written test, interview, and something else. So directly based on the gate score, you'll be getting the admissions. Coming to the second row, so you see here, based on 70% gate score and 30% career analysis mark. Okay, so what does it mean? So the final selections for admission in IIScs, so they will be giving the weightage of 70% your gate score and 30%, so it will be based on your career analysis of marks. That means what is your CGPA and all in your BTech programs, or even past of that. So once the form, if you start applying, so more detail about this we can know. So unlike this, the first one, we have the 100% gate score, but here it is, the weightage will be given to gate score is 70% and remaining 30% of selection. Okay, so that is based on the career analysis marks. And what are the branch for this? Electronic system engineering, microelectronics, and VLSI design. Okay, so these are generally from the electronics branch. So EC students, okay, please remember, so this branch, which are the most prestigious branch, okay, so this is based on the 70% gate score and 30% career analysis mark. Coming to the third row, so here the admission is based on 70% of gate score and 30% performance in interview. That means, so once you are shortlisted, so they will be calling you for an interview. Okay, and the final selections will be depending on 70% weightage to gate score and 30% weightage to the performance what you do in the interview. What are the branch for this? Bioengineering, climate science, earth science, electrical engineering, electronics and communication engineering, electronic product design, mechanical engineering, nanoscience and engineering, quantum technology, robotics and autonomous system, signal processing. So, you know, depending on your branch, okay, of your area of interest, so, you know, you can see which domain you belongs to. And if you falls in this category, so the final selections for MTech admissions is based on 70% weightage to gate score and 30% the interview. And if you come to the fourth row, this row, okay, so here the admission process is again the weightage is 70% to gate score and 30% in the written test. Okay, so you have to again go through one more written test that will be conducted by IIScs. So the weightage will be 30% given to that written test results and 70% is based on the gate score. Okay. And the last category, if you see, the computational and data science and smart manufacturing. So here 70% weightage again gate score, but 30% is performance written test and interview. That means students who will be opting this one, the computation and data science and smart manufacturing, you have to go through one more written test as well as one interview. Okay. So students, except the first category, the remaining four row, if you observe carefully, okay. So gate score is just a one parameter to you know, getting shortlisted in the next phase of the admission process. So you may have to go through one more written test, okay. So or you may have to go through one more interview, or you may have to go through both written test as well as the interview. Okay, so only in the first category 100% you know, weightage is given to gate score, but in the rest of the category it is the 70% weightage is given to the gate score. Okay, except the first one, in the remaining four rows 70% weightage is given to the gate score and remaining 30% is based on either written test or the interview, or it is written an interview. And one more category, they are also observing the career marks for the electronic system and microelectronics PLC design. Okay, so accordingly you should make your mindset. So I hope this process is clear, right? So now let us see the intake capacity, or how many seats are there in a particular specializations. I mean, whatever is there in this particular table in this departments and programs, in which programs how many seats are there. So this is what is the table. You can have a look on this. Like for aerospace, it is 20, artificial intelligence 47, civil 33, chemical 18, climate science 10, computation data science 23, computer science 62, electronics communication 27, electronic system engineering 33, electrical engineering 30, electronic product design 25, art science 5, instrument system 5, mechanical engineering 24, material engineering 32, microelectronics and VLSI design 27, nanoscience and engineering 8, quantum technology 20, robotics and autonomous system 30, smart manufacturing 9, signal processing 22. That means, so for all these specializations, how many seats are there? So they have given you. Okay. So now let me come into the interview tips. Okay. See students, interview is one thing for which no syllabus is defined, right? So in the GATE exam, when you have written the GATE exam, there is some prescribed syllabus by the GATE exam committee, so, right? So we used to refer that and we prepare the GATE exam. But for interview, there is no such syllabus. But generally, okay, so what can happen in your interview or what has happened in the past, let me share you. So when you go into the interview, in case like if you belongs to any particular these things like where you have this interview, like which one, performance and interview, I mean this one, this category, the third row and the fifth row, if you observe, okay. So I'll be telling you two information. I'll be telling you regarding the written test again and the interview. So if you have to face the interview, okay, if you belong to the third category and the fifth category, okay, where most of the branches are, right? So what can they ask in the interview? Okay, so generally the past experience says you should have some basics regarding the project what you have done. Okay, so in the BTech you must have done some kind of project, like, so they may ask you what project you have done, so explain us some basics and try to be honest in this aspect. Okay, so so whatever the project you have done, so please go through the project once more, like what principle you have used, what are the applications. These are basic things they may ask you. And of course, like in a general interview, they will be asking you, tell us more about yourself. So you'll be introducing, if you say, let's say you are a person after BTech, like you are doing some job in some industry and you dropped and you are again, you have written the GATE exam and now you are for the MTech admission. So they may ask you in that case, what are the responsibility you had in the past organization, what you are doing, these kind of things they may go. Okay, engineering background means, okay, so they may ask you like the project is one thing, like you can link to this engineering background. Okay, yeah, and the third thing is, why do you want to take up this course? Okay, so let's say you are going for this communication engineering, okay, the specialization, let's say. So they'll be asking you like, why you want to do this particular course? So you may say like, okay, sir, in my BTech or the communication subject, I like it so much. I want to know how the communication system works in the ground level. And I want, let's say you are interested in the system design, how mobile phones are designed, or how the communication devices are designed. So these all things we don't learn in the BTech and the GATE, right? So basically in GATE and BTech, we generally go for the block diagram analysis. We are not much into the design parts, right? So some predefined things are there. We are just doing a case study. That's what we are doing in BTech, right? But here, if you have to, you have interest to know much about it, how they really work, the devices, what is the design procedure, okay, how the various algorithms are, we are putting into the various communication system. So these all things you can tell depending on your branch specializations. Okay, and they may ask you, tell us what is your favorite subject. Okay, so you may tell depending on your liking. Okay, of course you will not say your disliking, you will be saying your liking. Okay, but generally students, I will suggest at this point, okay, I'll suggest, so basically the core area they may prefer. Let's say you belong to electrical engineering, so they may ask you some questions from machines, power system, power electronics. You belong to electronics, they will be asking you communications or EDC or analog circuits. So generally the core area they focus. Okay, and what they will ask you, they will be not be telling you, you solve this problem, that problem. Like in the GATE exam, it's all about how efficiently you are able to solve a questions or a given problem. But here in interview, they will not be telling you solve this problem, that problem. It's not that way, right? So they will be asking you some fundamentals. And of course, you are definitely good in fundamentals. Otherwise, you can't get that much of GATE score so that you'll be shortlisted for the MTech programs in IIScs. Okay, so the core papers you should revise. Okay, then interest and basic knowledge on topics selected for the post graduations. So that's what, let's say you are going into the VLSI field, communication field. Okay, so some basics the course which is related to the GATE exam. So for every specializations, like you'll see, like somehow it is linked to one of the course what you have learned in your BTech programs. Okay, so you should have some idea regarding that, revise it. And question can be emphasized more on the engineering mathematics. Yes, and students, at the present point of time, so I'll be telling you probability. Okay, so this is one segment. So even today, in many aspects, probability concept is practically used. So the basics of probability, like the Bayes theorem, conditional probability, so these all things you please revise before going into the interview. Okay, so these are some of the interview tips I wanted to share. Okay, so basically students, so the core area, you should definitely pay attention to this. You please revise the core area. And secondly, the engineering project. So that's what you do. And third thing is, this question is very relevant, like why you want to take up this course. Okay, so here something realistic, which is not like you are simply throwing some statement because they're asking. So you should be realistic about it. Okay, and in various other platforms, there are some videos where students have shared their IISc Bangalore interview, experience. You may go through it, but generally it is not like because that student has faced that questions and you are again going to face the same questions. That rarely happens, right? So that's what I said. For the interview, there is no such syllabus. But in the past, this had happened, and this year also the same thing is going to happen. So the project, you should definitely go through it once. The core area papers, you should definitely revise for the interview. And coming to the mathematics, the probability, that you should not forget. So this is what I said with respect to the interview. So the students will be going through interview. So these all things you should take care. Secondly, what about the written test? So for the written test, I will not suggest like you have to do lot many other things. So GATE exam, recently you have written, right? So I'll be telling you, so please be in touch with the entire GATE syllabus. So they will not be going beyond GATE syllabus, and if they are going beyond GATE syllabus, no one can answer, right? Because you are the student who are in the top category, who have secured a rank 100, 200, up to 500, 700, right? If they are going beyond GATE syllabus, no one can answer, right? And it happens like they always go through the same GATE syllabus only. Standard of question is again low compared to GATE exam. So till the entire process is over, it's my strong advice to all of you to always, get in touch with these subjects. Okay. So, not only for this IISc Bangalore interview, unless you are not completely settled in your career, so you should not leave the touch with the GATE subjects. GATE subjects, it should be always in your mind. So that in the even midnight or so mid of your sleep, somebody wake you and ask you, you should be able to tell. So those things should be there always. Okay. So that will help you written. So no extra things has to be studied for the written test. Just revise the whatever you have done for the GATE exam. So that will be sufficient for the written test. And students, here these are two important links. So for the instructions, you can refer this link. And for the previous year cutoffs, depending on the specializations, okay, so you may refer this particular links. Okay. So, and in case if you need any other help, like let's say you are shortlisted for the interview and you are, something like that, and you need our support, okay, we'll be very happy to assist you. And in case if it is necessary, we have our old students who are doing their MTech in IIScs, and some have already passed out. So we'll be making a contact of you with them as well if it is necessary to help you out. Okay. So like this, such kind of videos will be, keep uploading in our websites related to the MTech admission process and the PSC recruitments. Okay. So you are welcome always. We'll be happy to assist you. So these are our Facebook page link and the YouTube link and the Instagram link. So you can join it. In case you haven't subscribed yet the Get From channel, please subscribe it and give a thumbs up. Thank you. And I'll be waiting for your queries or your support. If you need anything, I'll be happy to assist you. Thank you, students.